So, why in the world is nobody talking about the flooding going on in France right now? It is horrible, just like what happened here in the States, what happened in China, happened in Indonesia, happened in Bangladesh, is continuing right here in France. I mean, this is absolutely wild, turning a bridge into a waterfall and a main roadway into a flowing river. Now, again, this is not just a one time event here in France, it is going on globally. And at the same time, France is not alone. We had torrential rainfall in India causing major flooding. Oh, and by the way, these are the stores in Florida after the hurricane. Everything is completely wiped out. Now it's clear to anybody with an ounce of discernment, with eyes to see and ears to hear, how we are facing the tribulation in the face. I mean, we're looking at it coming right now, which means the Lord is at the door for the church, which should bring excitement and encouragement for us to finish the race and fight the good fight. It does not matter how you started the race, it's how you finish it, right? So we need to remember that the Lord is at the door. His coming is any day now. But everything going on in the world should cause us to draw closer to the Lord, realizing the times that we live in. And for those who do not believe that we are living in the end times, you must be neighbors with one who lives in a pineapple under the sea, because you live under a rock. You have your head in the sand if you cannot see the times and the seasons that we are living in. And I understand that it can cause fear and anxiety realizing the times that we are in. Therefore, you don't want to look at it. So you want to continue living in ignorance, because ignorance is bliss, right? Until it's not. Trying to hide and run away from reality will only get you so far, because reality will always catch up to you. So we want to have discernment, we want to have wisdom, and we rest in the Lord, realizing that He has us no matter what happens, whether we go through the tribulation or we're raptured. I really want to make that a point here, guys. Whether you believe in a pre-tribulation rapture or that you're going through the great tribulation, it doesn't even matter, because we can see that we are living in the end times, that the great tribulation is at the door. And either way, we need to have our hearts postured towards the Lord. We need to let go of this world. We need to grieve that now, realizing that this world is going into judgment, and we need to draw closer to the Lord, whether that is at the rapture, that we have confidence that we have been running the race, fighting the good fight, and that we can stand boldly at that judgment seat of Christ, or that we go through the great tribulation and that we are strengthened with our faith to endure to the end, right? No matter what. No matter what, I'm not here to argue with any post-tribulation believer. I'm not here to argue with a mid or pre-wrath or no rapture person. I'm not going to argue with you. You can believe in that, whatever, but it doesn't change the fact of what you need to do right now. Live with urgency. Live with joy in your heart towards the Lord, to then show that joy into others. I know that it's kind of tough, right? Because it comes off doom and gloom, and where's the joy? The joy is knowing that ultimately this is leading to the judgment of sin, and we should hate sin, and we should be crying out for God to judge it. And then the joy of knowing that we're going to be with the Lord, away from this wicked world. That should cause joy. It causes me joy, because I see the sin in my own life, I see the sin in the world, and I cry out for the Lord just to come destroy it within me, in my flesh, and destroy it in this world. I'm so tired of living in this world with sin around me. I want to be in the presence of the Holy One, purified, cleansed with the white garments, the righteous acts of the saints, just with Him. We should all be counting that joy, looking forward to that moment. And we need to then use that encouragement to then encourage others, to be ready to give the gospel, to speak truth, to be salt and light, to expose darkness down here. So again, guys, more flooding, right? We had hurricanes here, we have typhoons, Japan, China, Bangladesh, India. It's everywhere. You got war in Ukraine, war in Israel. You got financial collapse. You got, food issues everywhere. Financial. It's just it just keeps adding up, and people don't want to see it, because our own little individual bubbles are fine for now until they pop, just like we saw in Florida. Their bubble popped, or North Carolina, Asheville. I'm sure they were living in a good bubble until the flood came and it popped. Look at the days of Noah. They were eating, drinking, and marrying until the flood came. Their bubble popped. So therefore, we are all in our own little personal bubbles right now, but one day they will pop, and we need to be ready for it, whether it's at the rapture or it's to go through trials and tribulations down here, guys. The Lord has you. You are under his wing. He is your refuge. He is your fortress. He is your mighty warrior. Allow him to guide you in every way. Draw closer to him in a personal relationship, because that's what he wants with you. A personal relationship. He wants your heart. He wants your love, and he wants you to prioritize him. Prioritize him, and everything else will fall in line. I love you all so much. God bless, and remember, the just shall live by faith.